Nalco has collaborated with the petroleum industry and government for many years to develop its Corexit line of oil spill dispersants and shoreline cleaners. Our advanced technologies efficiently and safely disperse oil in the open sea and in freshwater applications where it can be consumed by microorganisms.
No way! That's disgusting!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my, he's gonna be sick! He's gonna be sick! Wait, hold on!
I recently came across some very disturbing information. Apparently there is more to the oil dispersant known as Corexit 9500 than meets the eye. According to the Alaska Community Action on Toxics, the use of Corexit during the Exxon Valdez oil spill caused respiratory, nervous system, liver, kidney, and blood disorders in people. And according to the EPA, Corexit is more toxic than dispersants made by several competitors and less effective in handling the southern Louisiana crude. However, the oil from the Deepwater Horizon is not believed to be the typical Louisiana crude. Reportedly, Corexit is toxic to marine life and helps keep spilled oil submerged. The quantities used in the Gulf could create unprecedented underwater damage to organisms and is also hazardous to humans.
One of the biggest stories that people don't seem to get, it's not being talked about in the mainstream media at all, is the use of these dispersants. And I've talked to toxicologists. I went up and took a flight with this marine biologist. Actually, he was Carl Fatina. He was just on the Colbert Report a couple nights ago. Is the use of these dispersants, and it's causing the oil to become heavier than water, and it's sinking down into the water. And according to these biologists, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, James. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the purpose of the dispersant is so it masks what is really going on. They don't want that oil to flow up to the top. They want it to stay down below where people can't see it.
Exactly, and they're putting these booms up, and all the locals, I'm talking Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, they're all telling me, people that are part of the cleanup group, people that just have seen with their own eyes, fishermen, that you can't see most of the oil because below the surface. The marine biologists are telling me that what happens is during the daytime, these plumes heat up, they start to rise towards the surface. At night, they cool off and they sink. They get caught up in the Gulf Stream or the underwater currents. We don't know they're difficult to track. We don't know which direction they're going. It's really bad. People don't seem to get it. These dispersants are extremely toxic. Matter of fact, I talked to toxicologist Dr. Ricky Ott. She said that some of the in the dispersants they contain lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, and many other known carcinogens. These were used. They used about 100,000 gallons up at Alaska when they had this spill 20 years ago, and the Exxon Valdez. They used 100,000 gallons of these dispersants then. The areas that are still in recovery were the areas that were mostly used these dispersants. When they let the oil just sit on the beaches, it decomposed at a much, much faster rate, much less impact. Obviously, oil is still very toxic than the areas where they use the dispersants. Well, now they're using dispersants in unprecedented numbers. We're talking 1 million gallons, possibly more. So it's, we're in uncharted territory, and it's criminal. The EPA has asked them not to use these dispersants, and BP goes on using them. These tar balls, because actually it was funny, just yesterday I was at Orange Beach, Alabama, and Fox News, national Fox News, not local, but Fox News was there to do an interview, and I asked them in between takes, I said, are you guys investigating this use of dispersants? Oh, no. We're just here to talk about, they just set up shop like 20 feet out onto the sand, didn't even go look up close. We're just here to talk about, people that own properties and, vacationers, about the beaches, and the beaches are clean and everything's great. I was like, you go out and walk on those beaches and you take a closer look, and I've documented this on camera, okay? There are these little things that look like, one of the people, my sister actually is here with me now, went to pick him up, looked like a leaf, you call it a tar ball, it actually dissolves in your hand, it's super soft. It just literally just dissolves when you touch it, and you cannot get this stuff off. We're trying to get it off with these, handy wipes. You actually have to go and wash with dish detergent. You get it on you and you wish you hadn't. They're everywhere. They're really small. They don't look like you can, unless you look at really closely, you can't even see them. But in other words, what I'm trying to say is the beaches that look clean, obviously the beaches that don't look clean, you can see tremendous amounts of oil, but the beaches that actually look clean really aren't.
feel the terms regarding the watermelon revolution should be changed from green to muck. Muck peace, the muck movement, the muck party, muck energy. Yet Philippe Cousteau there, one of the supreme eugenicists himself, I'm sure he's like taken up from where his grandfather left off. His movement is called Planet Green. I won't say it. Just learned recently that the people spraying the Gulf with Corexit is actually Evergreen. Remember them? They're the CIA front aviation company who's been conducting chemtrails all over North America. They're a pretty age-old CIA front company. They've worked on extraordinary renditions. They've done all kinds of work for the CIA, smuggling guns and drugs. I think they were pretty much the same as Air America back in Clinton's time. Well, now they're spraying the Gulf with super tankers.
A converted 747 aerial tanker parked at Gulfport Biloxi Airport in Mississippi on Wednesday, waiting for BP to ask for help with spraying dispersant on the massive Gulf oil spill. The former cargo aircraft was converted by Evergreen Aviation into what is now the world's largest tanker airplane. The supertanker is usually based in Oregon and used to fight fires, but Evergreen flew it at their own expense to Mexico's Gulf region to offer it for hire to BP. With a payload of more than 20,000 gallons and a response time of 600 miles per hour, the supertanker has more than 8 times the drop capability and twice the speed of any other firefighting air tanker. The supertanker also has a special pressurized delivery system.
The product is pumped into the airplane through 2 4-inch tubes in front of the airplane into the 10 retardant tanks. There's 8 air tanks in the back and 2 up front. The air is piped from the back up to the front and pushes the product out of the airplane through these 4 16-inch nozzles.
BP has not yet hired the supertanker, but program manager James Baines is hopeful that it will be used later on.
We've been talking to BP about the use of different dispersants and different products that they're trying to use to remediate the oil spill.
The spill has already fouled wildlife refuges in Louisiana and barrier islands in Mississippi and Alabama. The spill has also sent tar balls ashore on beaches in Florida. 1/3 of the Gulf's federal waters remain closed to fishing, and the toll for dead and injured birds and marine animals is still rising.
It's very nice of Evermuck to fly their super tanker down to Biloxi to offer BP help to clean up their fake oil spill. If you realize that they're doing chemtrails, you'll realize that they have they do incredible things with them. Today I watched them spray a couple lines in the sky, and very strange stuff indeed. And it spread out with some kind of scalar waves or harp waves or something, because you can see the ripples in the muck. And now the sky has a complete canopy over it. This is just one little dot on a map of Lake Canada. And I flew across the country, and they were pretty much doing this from here to Calgary. So you could just try to wrap your head around how much this program must be costing, man. Canada's a huge country. Anyways, that's like a huge amount of muck they're spewing in the sky every day, and a lot of it is smart muck. They control it with scalar waves, some kind of electricity. And they're probably looking for a cheaper way, or this is, like I said, the last phase in completely owning the weather. So whatever they're spraying in the Gulf is probably not Corexit. It's probably some smart muck nanotechnology stuff that they need to completely contaminate the whole Earth's atmosphere with. I mean, just to give you an idea of how much this supertanker can spray, it leaves a swath 200 feet wide and 350 miles long. It sprays out 20,000 gallons of Corexit. Imagine if it does like 5 rounds a day, one plane, so you got like, say, 5 planes doing it, 10 planes doing it, you could spray like over 1 million gallons of that crap in the Gulf every day.